here in their lineup. Tusk does very well at destroying these kind of quote-unquote defensive formations. You know, you want the Razor up front, someone to static link to, right? All that good stuff, when really that's not going to be too realistic to be able to pull that off here when you have a Snowball, when you have lots of other stuff. I mean, it's not going to be too easy. But I got to say, Candyloon, I got to give this one to Team Star. I just think they've been performing a little bit more. They've been outperforming even my expectations, to be quite honest with them. The last time I saw them was at a LAN here in Kuala Lumpur, where they were able to basically dismantle the competition, because I think these guys are a tier above the rest in terms of local competitions.
Yes, yes. I mean, they actually play in everything, to be honest, which is surprising.
Yeah, I mean, they were known as Flower Gaming back then, but a really, really good stack, really impressive stuff. And yeah, I have faith in this. It could go south very quickly, though. They need to be careful not to lose the plot, because if they lose the plot, if they start kind of just not feeding kills, but even just dying a little bit too often here, especially on lands, because they have such great ways of dealing with him, like, they're really not going to have a chance. They need to play this game not too patiently, because you can't just sit on the back foot, otherwise the Sven is going to run at you surged up, red and angry, and you're going to be Red Dead Redemption. But I don't know. It's going to be hard, you know.
That was forced.
Well, you know.
Not everything is going to hit the dartboard in the center.
No.
Some are going to hit the wall.
Yeah, my style of comedy is you throw 100 darts, sometimes at the same time. Yeah, and at least one of them's going to hit the bullseye. One of them's
you go to the darts factory, you just grab a bunch of boxes and start throwing them at people.
Ah, yes, the
and
darts.
You keep shouting, bullseye, bullseye, bullseye.
The darts factory. My favorite place to go.
No joke, actually, one of my close friends actually owns a darts factory.
Interesting.
Yeah. I mean, not him, his dad, obviously. He's 23.
That sure is.
But yeah.
I've heard that industry is soaring.
Yeah, yeah, certainly.
I heard that industry. I tried to make a pun there, but really couldn't.
No, I know what you're trying. It's okay. In the middle lane, I'm interested in to see this matchup. I think this is probably the biggest matchup for Adroit. If Adroit manages to get a decent lane for Mac, then it's actually a really good cushion for their draft, right? Because besides that, it's going to be really difficult for them. But this mid lane is the only one I can see Mac still doing okay. Razor does beat Void Spirit considerably, but Void Spirit can always recover if you go for the Dissimulate build in the jungle, so it's not that big a deal, right? It's not like Razor can kill you unless Mac misplays.
We've got an Ench being sneaky who will finally show to Lance, but nice read by Star. They know, they play in SCA. They're like, they're going to try and get a kill up here and then TP the Ench bottom. So they bully Macy. In the meantime, Candyloon easily doing that with the Scatter Blast, and they finally rotate the Ench down. So good job. Good read from Team Star. Let's see. Lance even getting really good damage here onto Nico. Deciding to put an Ion Shell on himself and Boomy, which is, I guess a pretty good counter. Vacuum level 2. Fascinating. Really cool.
That's actually, no, that's the build every time now.
They're going to get a kill.
I'll talk about this in a second. Sorry. Lance, about to die. There we go. Boomy. Well played with the Orb Venom. Yeah, so the build is actually now Vacuum level 2, always. Or sometimes level 4 if you really want to get the Surge, but it's mostly that. Ever since the buffs essentially to Vacuum, right? So that actually has a decent radius and the stun range, and it's just a bit better in terms of damage as well. It's kind of viable to get an early point in it, and now Surge is back to the old one where it's nice to get multiple points in Surge because of course reduces cooldown and everything, but it's not as necessary. So a lot of Darkseers, they go for an early point in Vacuum so they can also fight earlier and they're not so dependent on getting level 12 or so.
That would be what I was wondering, why they committed 2 Ion Shells so early. They just wanted to nuke the first creep wave, because if Lance has level 2 and has even the skill point available to take a point in Gust, he lives there. That's really smart.
Yeah, no, it's very good. Like, honestly, most Bloodseekers are running this, and what it does also ups the tempo of your Bloodseeker a bit to make sure that you're your
Darkseer. I was like, this kid, he just loves Bloodseeker.
I really love Bloodseeker. It ups tempo of your Darkseer. So usually Darkseers had a really awkward spot in the mid game where you're like really weak, right? And you're really strong in the early game and really strong in the late game, but in the mid game you're not that strong unless you have a combo.
Yeah, but CML, speaking of getting comboed, is in trouble. Yeah, Scatter Blast, nice job there. Just a simple cookie actually doing the trick there. Avalanche as well to set it up. Accidentally aggroed the creep wave, and from there Candyloon is easily going to hit that cookie.
Yeah, so the point was that, actually Lance in trouble. Here's the help from the tag team. Lance, oof, not really surviving. Thanks for the vacuum, they get the kill. But yeah, the Iron Shell's been nerfed so much that your early game is no longer as threatening if you just go for the Surge build, right? So now Darkseers, what's wrong with you? Darkseers are starting to adapt to this by trying to become a bit more aggressive, That's why I like the build with Tusk, actually. I think it's a good lane. You don't utilize the Snowball Ion Shell as much. You utilize Tag Team and your Vacuum to always guarantee those Tag Team hits.
And, of course, the shards. Right.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, the
shards. Shards can be nice because if you mess them, like you just did there for Boomer, you can just vacuum right across the shards, right? I mean, that's...
Yeah.
I mean, that's like, it's kind of bad, but, hey, it's a backup strategy. CML trying to do whatever he can, but not really having such a fantastic matchup in this game. Does outrange the Snapfire at least, but plenty of magic damage, plenty of stuns here for CML that could really easily turn the tide against him. As DDZ, 36 damage stolen, has a support rotating with the Tiny. Tusk as well, considering making the rotation. As there actually will scout the rotation here coming from Tiny, so that should not be lethal to Mac. He doesn't have Dissemblate though, so he's going to have to back off just to be safe. As actually Rune Control very well played over to Adroit. It's going to be CML picking that one up. Actually, it deals a very chunk of damage here too to Yamate. I don't know if Yamate can fight this. I think he's made a mistake.
That spiteful enchant as he TPs. It's like, why, dude? He's slow already. Like, he's not moving. Anyway, lands to the top lane. Nico goes for this. He actually has 1 point in Surge now. Multi-shot hurts too much, though. Nico with a punch to the face. He turns the Drow Ranger's head into a triangle.
Yep.
By pummeling it in.
He does. What's bottom? DD Rune actually did, oh yeah, an impetus. Yeah, can
another
TP. Yeah, it's just to the tier 1 this one, but still that's less experience now for Candle. It's actually empty bottle, so he's gonna wait for the 5-minute rune to respawn and have to take that. That means that Razor's not gonna be able to refill it with that one, so it's fine. So they have to secure this river rune. Adroits though, they're not really positioned too well to try and contest it, so it shouldn't be a problem here for Team Star. CML's gonna try. Yeah, but he can't. Not with the Tiny here.
Yeah, he realizes.
That was almost really bad there for Star.
Yeah. Yeah, but it worked out. They got the bounty rune, so you got a bottle refill for TDZ, and they didn't have to sacrifice their supports rotating either, which is nice because your side lanes are not going too well right now. I mean, I was expecting the Drought to actually do much better in this top lane, but the Tusk plus Darkseer do it a bit too strong. A bit too strong.
Yeah,
they can't really keep them at bay.
Something I really like to see, there was actually, Tusk was doing a good job of just tanking most of those multi-shot arrows, as that allowed the Darkseer to close the gap there for the Ion Shell damage. We do have a rotation pretty early, I would say, for Mac at level 5, nearly level 6. He might get, yeah, he actually is going to get it from the range creep dying to the neutrals. Lance, it must have not died to the neutrals though. The Lance is in trouble. Astro step forward into the Aether Remnant, just completely shutting him down this game. Bottom, CML rather, onto Candyloon, just harassing. Although I say that, May's gonna actually toss forward the Stormhammer. Could be a kill. They're gonna have to dive if they want it. And the impetus. Oh wow, very well played by Candyloon.
Yeah, because he walked back towards him, right? Because he saw CML doing the little shenanigans where you walk away as you hit it. Very, very smart. Anyway, top lane, though, they do take advantage of this time to actually start pushing it. Yeah. But Lance rotates down bottom. MCY is alone. Yamate's joining in as well. MCY, maybe you shouldn't be here right now. They have a toss. They could toss him back. Where are they tossing him to? Towards Lance, yeah. Continue with the Frost Arrow spam. They have multi-shot ready, but here come the reinforcements. It's Mac first, and they go for the Drow Ranger. Nothing Lance can do against Mac, just decimates him. Yamate also stuck to the tag team. They help him with the cookie, but the snowball to continue this aggression as Yamate is going to be dove on under the tower. Nothing that Stars can do, really, against this aggression.
That was incredible. Great rotations. Mac is... Really, actually, these two, I questioned it at first, the decision to rotate top, but I think they realized, hey, we can get this tower with a 5-minute wagon, which is relatively hard to do. You're really stomping that lane there. Even the 5-minute wagon getting some damage onto the tier 2 tower. Not too shabby there. So he rotates top just by walking, TP's to bottom lane and kills the Trout twice. This is just an awful start for Lance. 15-7. They're getting outlasted by nearly 30 compared to if you compare the safe laners. A lot of gold.
Yeah, we were saying that if they start losing this game, it could look bad for Star, and that's exactly what's happened, right? The Tusk and the Darkseer have run them over, and I find that Mac has been much more useful than this Razor for now, right? DDZ, unfortunately, there's one of the reasons why Razor doesn't get played as often. You're not that effective at rotating and getting kills, right?
No, it feels like you're kind of dependent on like a haste rune or a lot of stunners in your lane. Yeah. And we all know.
Because you bring a lot of damage, but the enemy team, if they position themselves correctly, you're not going to be able to run them down.
Poor Lance is level 4. Oh, this is so bad. I mean, 0-5-1, what do you expect, right? Already farming underneath the tier 2 tower, or standing in the tier 2 tower, but goodness, I mean, Darkseer's not even scared of her anymore.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. This game... I mean, they can always recover. I think Razor starts to now get online and stop start like rotating the lanes and getting kills. Candyloon is powerful just with levels, and you already have Mortimer's Kisses. You just got it actually for Candyloon.
Okay.
So now we can maybe start seeing some kills. But Nico is staying top to the day he dies, man. Like he is gonna harass this Drow Ranger until she cries.
The Venge might allow that to happen in addition to Yamate rotating on over. But Nico, yeah, with the haste, he's gonna be able to dodge pretty far away. Surge, thank you, from the magic missile that chases him down. Okay, I mean, this is like, the good news is that since Lance lost his tower so early, there's no way they dive tier 2s. I mean, without committing for 5 people, and then he just rotate and start a team fight there. So he's at least getting solo XP, right? Because he can pretty safely farm here, but DDZ could potentially be in some trouble. Mac, considering going for this, Haze Boots activated, just getting some damage, looking to nuke the wave. He's gone actually for the Resonant Pulse build here. Yeah, mostly Resonant Pulse.
It's the best build against a Razor if you think you can fight them in the lane, right? That's the case with Void Spirits. Very interesting. A lot of the losing matches with Void Spirits, it just depends on how you see them, right? And if you go for full dissimulate, you farm the jungle fast, which is great. But then you definitely are losing the lane against Razor because you can't do much against them. Whereas if you go for as an impulse, you can actually kind of fight him one-on-one. And that helps you a bit as a Void Spirit, as you can actually be impactful in the lane. I'm actually surprised that DDZ is lower than Void Spirit's net worth, right? That shows how good Mac is on this hero.
Yeah, I mean that, and of course 2 kills on the Drow Ranger will certainly help you there as we approach the 10-minute mark. Could have a toss here onto Boomy. Snowball is at the ready. They're not gonna get the toss back, but they will at least get the cookie. And with the Eye of the Storm, they have plenty of damage there.
That was a good cookie. Yeah, not bad. I mean, you only killed the support, but it's...
No way.
Nah, she's not dying.
Got close.
That was close, though. That was close, yeah. Mac going for the bounty runes, by the way, super aggressively. Sees Mozun. Mac, you are in enemy territory. You are super deep. You're going for Mozun. He still has 1 charge of that ultimate. Use it to get out and kill Mozun in the process. But Mozun had a magic wand and a fairy fire. And now Mac is in trouble as they toss him back towards DDZ. They start to rain fire on poor Mac. And he has no way to avoid this, so he's just going to fall.
Nice.
Yeah, you got a big cocky there, brother.
He did. We have a DD rune on Sven, having the ultimate already, Phase Boots, Mask of Madness, and a Gloves of Haste, so could see a whole lot of damage coming in here. Look at these green numbers, plus 236 already. Goodbye, absolutely deleting Yamate.
I mean, seriously, you have the double damage plus God Strength plus the tag team.
Yep.
Any more damage early and Tiny ceases to exist. Like, he literally broke away from the fabric of reality.
Died in 1 second. Sven did 832 damage there.
He gave what?
He died in 1 second. Sven did 832 damage.
That's crazy.
Yep.
I mean, Tiny also has no armor as well, which is the worst, right? He's the best target.
That'll do it. I think they're going to maybe snowball.
He does have it. He could go. I mean, they're kind of crazy right now, so.
They kind of are. Nowadays, level 7, though. He's got level 4 Avalanche. It's a bit risky, but I mean, when you're up this much here, this is not even like really a tempo lineup, to be honest with you, but they're just feeling really good about it. They're just like feeling
That's
really
funny
good
about it.
Here they go.
Yamate?
Yeah, they're going to team fight here.
Oh,
Nice
what's that
snowball.
TP, Mozun?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, they're all TPing. They kind of want to counter-initiate this. Maybe Star could turn this around.
They don't have
Mozun
kisses.
does swap someone. No, he's gonna die to the wall. DDZ joined, maybe a bit too late. And thanks to the surge, they're all capable of getting away.
No
Scot-free? No.
No cookie.
Oh, that feels bad, man.
It does. Boomy's actually still here. He has a TP, and now he's going to go ahead and use it to get back home safely. Yeah, that does feel really bad. I was saying there's no way they dive your tier 2s at this point. But that was 3 minutes ago, right? Now Adroits are like, I mean, that sounds like sarcastic, but they're totally a different team now, right? In those 3 minutes, they got more kills. They're just like occupied. I mean, look at this. CML is just running at DDZ right now. Sure, Max right behind him with a haste rune. This could be a kill. DDZ has no Eye of the Storm. A lot of damage here.
I think
we're going to be just shy. Wow, the impetus. Look at that. Even the wall of replica illusion coming in, doing a little bit of damage just to get some assist gold onto Darks here. Why not?
it's weird because Star actually has found some success with the Razor in other tournaments, right? But this one, you can see why the hero is not played whatsoever, right? Compare him to the Void Spirit. It's not even up to DDZ. It's not really his fault. It's just the impact Void Spirit can have is just tenfold.
What's crazy to me is it almost seems like you have a fantastic partner early on when you kind of like a little bit of the movement speed necessary to get a long duration, what is it? I always forget the name of it. Static Link, that's what it is. The Snapfire seems to be just excellent for that, right? A nice stun, give you a bit of gap close there, but they just can't pair it with her. It's not been working. He's going to try again down bottom. Oh, that's just toss him. It's okay. You can toss him in a few seconds.
Right, you can. Okay, help! That's good. Nico still down bottom. He has mech, by the way. It's the old school Darkseer in terms of his build. No more Blink Dagger Darkseer and stuff like that. Just mech and auras, dude.
Mech and auras. He's so good, though. He's so good with the auras. Look at CML, by the way. Oops, sorry for the camera. Position 5, pushing a tier 2 solo. You know, as you do.
Oh, very smart, actually, the creep that he got, right? Because he actually... This is helping him push a lot because the creep obviously armors the other creeps, and then the tower has a harder time killing them.
Yeah, we have a 5-man smoke, though. Lucky. They know where Sven's farming. The problem is he's already done farming here, so he's going to be backing off. The Dire Scan is now going to activate. Could have a kill here. The gobble up misses, but that's okay because Mozoon's on the mark with his rotation. Macy's so tanky, though, actually. They might be able to swing this. Macy, no. Okay, he will die eventually. The Surge, maybe I thought he was going to be able to get away with that one. Kisses continuing to rain down. No snowball there for him, interestingly enough, but not that it matters too much. Nico now perhaps in some trouble. Mechanism already utilized here. He's got a Surge in a second, but no chance to use it. Very successful smoke gang here from Team Star.
Really, really smart smoke gang. I think I've mentioned this in another cast, but I'm just going to say it again. Something I really like is the teams that, when they're starting to lose, they go for a really unorthodox play, like a smoke gun enemy triangle, while mid and top is still, like the tier 1s are still up, right? Which is something hard to do and something really predictable. But because of that specifically, it's what makes it unpredictable because teams don't do it anymore, right? Because it's too risky a play. And it works out for Star in this way. They catch the Sven. They actually did it really well because they showed some people on the map. They showed the Drow Ranger and the Tiny in the map, so they just expected that Drow Ranger was alone there. Very, very smart. And also, the way they led with Mozoon being slightly apart from the team so they could give him some more time with swap was perfect. Honestly, Mozoon played that really well. Swap with the Magic Missile first, the second swap. Really smart. That wasn't played by Star.
That wasn't a gobble up, by the way. It's just an early cookie. We are pretty far from the gobble up, actually. Over 900. Sorry, make that 1900 gold away. Normally, he's got it really fast, but this game, not really farming too well. Well, doing as best as they can, but just not finding kills is the problem.
Yep. I mean, for now, with that, they actually regained some of the map control, and they've given a lot of space to Drow Ranger thanks to that. Drow Ranger's recovering pretty well considering how awful her lane was. So Lance is not too sad about this, but it's going to take a while longer for Drow Ranger to be able to fight. And the problem is Sven is just out-farming you. Even in a normal game, Sven would out-farm you. In a game that's lost like this, from the start, you know, it's tough.
Yep, they're going to get this tier 2 tower. Looks like Ench is going to be the one to do it, if not the wagon. Yep, it's going to be the wagon. Oh, missing a kill onto Yamate, however.
They got him down bottom. It was kind of simple. He was kind of pushing alone. Not really the best play by Yamate there, to be honest, because you're pushing. Yeah, it's your safest lane, but you're still near the tier 1 tower completely alone, so they just have to TP and catch him. Right? You're tiny. You're not, you don't have mobility, really.
Not
even
yet,
with a Blink Dagger.
Yeah, you really need those items, huh? Well, they're going to be holding on to all their tier 1 towers. That's when you really know all 3 lanes are in a tough spot. Because usually if the lanes at least are even, or if one lane loses, you rotate people to you know, the enemy off lane, or you rotate to your off lane and you trade safe lane towers, and that has not happened here this game. You know, all towers still standing here for Adroit. Probably quite healthy. We're gonna keep looking mid though, as Yamate might get gone on here. Boomy instead actually is gonna go ahead and back off. Maybe instead a counterattack being mounted by Team Star. They're being scouted, however, by the ranged creep with DDZ running in. It's going to be stealing some damage from CML. Avalanche to facilitate that. It's they're looking turn. MCY as well. Nice snowball stun onto one. The kiss is raining down, but that's not going to save the life of him. Great swap is going to allow Muzin to try and at least get a little bit of gap clear, at least secure the kill onto one, but that's about all he gets. Mac, Fuel Scepter already used. He does have a regen bottle, or regen just activated. Oh, nice back wall onto 2, underneath the tier 2 tower, as they will continue now to go. Snowball picking up 4 heroes. They actually get gusted up, but it's not going to matter as Lance on the high ground. No, boys. No. That's enough. That's no tier 2 yet. Come on.
Yeah. It's good, though, because I think Adroit is playing this really smart, because what they're doing is that they're Star knows that Adroit could very well just continue to farm and get items on Sven, right? And they just played super passively, and they might still win, but it's riskier. And instead, Adroit is going for these plays because they have the strength right now to be able to gank the enemy team, and they're reducing the Drow's space to farm considerably. Constantly taking fights near towers to make sure they can always turn any fight into an objective, and then proceed to put offensive wards every single time to make sure Lance literally has no place to farm, right? And they're also fighting usually around Sven's timings. Like this time, this is not one of the cases, but on the most of the fights, it's been when he gets Echo Saber, when he gets like the Mask of Madness, whatever it is. And that's the power space.
Mozone is dead. They will get a kill in return, just onto CML, though. Actually, maybe not. Actually, we will actually commit the Pipe of Insight. Nico has the 2 barriers here, so he can absorb a lot of magic. And CML, look at this. Mad Lad nearly dying, but the mechanism still keeps him alive. Gus only catches 1 as Mac is able to dissemblate it. Has DDZ left, surrounded by 5. No damage there left on Nico as he tried to go for the karate chop kill. MCY still running him down. Needs a little bit more and actually won't be able to collect on that kill. They're just going to trade position 5s for position 5s.
Yeah, not too great. I guess that's a bit of a loss here. A lot of lost time for Adroit. Careful, they're reinitiating. They have Mortimer's Kisses. MCY's to get away. And Mortimer's Kisses, I mean, yeah, you have a long range, but you're not infinite, right? So just outrun it. It was really, really far. Kind of a hope. Kind of a hopeful play.
Are they going again? No, yep. Mac is going to re-engage onto Mozone. That's his 2nd death here of the engagement. MCY doesn't even do him the honor of killing him with a right click. Instead, just hitting him with a hammer and turning his back to him.
Yeah, okay. I mean, that was a freebie. I don't know if Mozone should have done that. Anyway, Boomy in the top lane. He's eyeing his kill on DDZ. DDZ feels safe, but he shouldn't. Ice Shards, misses. It's okay. They have the tag team plus the Walrus Punch. Now Mac joins, and DDZ is dead. Yeah. You made me suffer in the lane, but I'm going to make you suffer this whole game.
And there's no tier 2 to TP to, so it's, what do you do? I mean, how do you already get over there? We were just fighting in the triangle not too long ago, and we're going to be continuing to fight here as Nico running on over, looking to secure the bounty runes here, as I think we also have Boomy running down Candy Loon in trouble. Good Ice Shards actually forced him to walk a long way around, does not get up to the cliff as Mac was expecting him to. Not the greatest Scatter Blast, trying to catch 2, only catches 1. Not that it matters too much, as Candy Loon still will be resigned to death. Yamate at least smokes up with the Blink Dagger, able to collect 2 bounties on the other side of the map, which will cut the net worth lead from 12 to 11k, but still down 10 kills here at the 20-minute mark. A tough game here, uphill battle for Team Star.
Yes, indeed. And as this game goes, later and later, I also question if Team Star can even recover, right? Because the Sven is going to hit a point where you just can't fight him. I think that point is around when he gets the Ags, right? Because between Surge and Ags, good luck trying to create some distance between you and him, even with the helping you out.
I'm going to scan this, but not really much you can do. I got to be honest with you. Without the gobble up, the team fight here from Team Star is a little bad. They kind of rely on creating chaos in these team fights. And right now, I mean, how do you create chaos when you're 12k down at 20 minutes in, right? It doesn't seem real feasible to me. Especially with MCY, with the BKB foregoing the Aghanim Scepter, which I thought would be a given this game, to be quite honest with you. Okay, foregoing it only for a little bit of time, though, not for too long.
The dusk is always ready.
Yeah, I think that's the only reason why they're letting the Aghanim Scepter, like they're getting it later than usual, because usually you actually get it before BKB in most games. Is that you have Surge this time, right? With Surge, you have a secondary Ags.
Good point.
It's not as much of a necessity to get that, I think, this game, which is why I think MCY has been playing casually. Yeah, sure, we'll get Ags at some point, so don't worry about it. Superman, he has his off day as well.
He does have his days off.
He has his days with Lois Lane, right? They go on dates together and stuff.
Yeah, they do, I think.
I don't know. I don't read Superman comics. I think it's really boring, to be honest with you.
Well, he's not human, so that's kind of his issue.
No, I don't mean the characters. I mean the design. I don't mean like the person is boring. Like, yeah, he always talks about the weather. It's terrible.
Is he a weatherman?
No, he's a newspaper journalist.
Ah, I see. I thought that was whatever. It doesn't matter. I mean, look at this. Team Star already forced a turtle in their base. Tiny at least pushing whatever lane he can, and it's a smart lane to be pushing. The dead lane, he does a pretty good job with the Blink Dagger. Adroit just daring them to come out of the base, but Star have absolutely no vision on any heroes whatsoever. They don't see this. They don't see these guys here. It's just a little bug through the fog of war, as the smoke will now expire, and now they're going to notice that there were some enemies there. So it's a good job. Patience paying off there from Team Star, knowing that they saw the cheese, but did not want to spring that trap. Meanwhile, they will be able to TP out Yamate in time. He cuts one more wave and then leaves. I'm surprised we don't see a tier 2 push here. Instead, they're looking for a fight to crack this game wide open on the side of Adroit.
Yeah, I mean, Adroit is currently choking Star to death, so it's not really, it doesn't really matter. Like, they can, as long as this happens, the only options that Star has as a contingency plan is to really go for these smokes. Actually, literally, they're doing this, right? They go for these smokes, they try to go for the triangle and get some space like this. This is really good. Now with the Agnins as well. Yeah, it is nice. Reveal, right, of the Ags?
It is. Macy, considering to jump in, but DDZ with the Eye of the Storm is actually a bit scary. MCY, nice ice shards there. Now they're going to re-engage MCY, though, getting swapped, trying to make it inconvenient for him. MCY doesn't really know to go for it. Now the kisses rain down. They do have actually the clumsy net on top of that, but they will actually cancel, I believe, the kisses, while they also murder one. There's MCY just getting headed around. Vacuum. He's so slowed. BKB now by DDZ as MCY holding on to his surged up. Is now going to be backing off. Going for the casual D ward though on the way out. Because why not? DDZ now starting to sap the damage up to already 121 as they have lost CML as well. Going for the gobble up. Tossing forward Lance. But again, just too quick here on the escape for Adroit.
I thought that it was a weird engagement because I'm a big fan of the SEA smoke, right? You lose someone, you try to get a smoke, surprise him with a fight. But in this case, it was in the same place where you lost him. There was no surprise factor there. You just kind of continued on with a fight that was already bad for you. So not the best play by Adroit, but really smart by Star. Good smoke there. Now though, Adroit going for a kill on Yamate down bottom. I don't know if you have enough damage actually on Mac. Oh wait, MCY is coming. Storm Hammer? No, not in time.
Okay.
All right, quick TP.
Big win. DDZ then continues to farm. It's, you know, put the fear of God in them that fight, I think, realizing, oh, this is not the best fight for us to be taking. They were unwilling to commit the Aegis there or the 10-second BKB charge. So, Adroit, I think they're still going to be pretty confident in their abilities to continue pushing, as evidenced by the fact that they are doing just that at the tier 2. Normally, you don't really see this tower gone this fast. It's almost always the last tower to go, and, well, for a reason, but this is going to give them pretty good control of the jungle. We were saying how it's a good chokeout point, and then you were saying, oh yes, they're committing to the end game now. As CML, nice 4-staff, is going to eventually die.
Yeah, CML. Yeah, well, I mean, he's wasting a bunch of time right now. A bunch of people chasing Bambi through the forest, but it ends just like the movie: shot and killed.
Spoilers.
If you have not watched this movie by now, I'm sorry. You're missing out.
I would like to see a gem before the Aghanim Scepter here for Tusk, if I'm being quite honest with you. As they are going to find a kill.
Oh wait, no.
This
was
time
by Mac.
onto Yamate. Hear the ulti as well. Who have they caught over here? Oh, an illusion. They got baited.
Yeah, and what was weird there as well is that they actually vacuumed him back, and then Mac canceled that vacuum. I was like, I didn't know you could Yols in the middle of vacuum, and then I realized, oh no, Mac did that. Okay, very unnecessary, I guess. I don't know. Odd play there overall by Adroit, but it could have been played a bit better, but it's okay. I mean, this game is still in the bag for them, right? Like, the late game is still really good for them.
I mean, we said that, but, you know, last game, even with our AI overlords predicting 100%, which, by the way, they're pretty close to again this time. Fool me once, win probability graph. I don't think so. Can't be
Dota
fooled
Plus
again.
is wrong, though. Dota Plus is awful. Like, don't listen to the Dota Plus graph. But we did say last game that if it went late enough, it was beneficial for. Actually, for that one. Who was the team that won that game?
Who's the team that won that game? Signal Ultra.
Yeah. So we did say that. In this game, I think we're committing to the same thing, except this time it's Adroit who's actually much better in the late game, to be honest. I mean, Star has okay team fight, but I think I would even argue Adroit has better team fight. They have a better carry, they have a better team fight. I don't know. The Drought can theoretically carry this game, but with his Sven, it's very difficult. Like, he just BKBs, he Supermans onto you, and you die.
Yeah. Do we have that eggs yet, by the way? We do now. Okay, going next into the data list. Classic Sven build, you know, with the new Aghanim Scepter sprinkled in there as a little garnish on top. Love to see it.
Smoke now by Adroit. 4-man smoke. It's not a Spectre you're playing with. Sven is not going to be able to join the smoke, but it's okay. I think these 4 heroes can still kill pretty much anywhere.
Yeah, DDC would be a good target, especially if you can at least get him to pop that BKB. Radiant Scan not connecting. DDZ TPing out. They sniff something. Again, taking a look at their vision. They didn't really see anyone there at all. They see a Tusk dewarding and everyone else missing. They don't see Sven there, though, so they only can presume that he's farming the triangle. So they're going to make a little bit of progress towards there to farm their jungle half farmed. So like a little Goldilocks here. Lance is just going to have to whatever, slurp whatever oatmeal he can find. Mid lane, Yamate. He's got a 4-staff. That's going to be a nice item for him at least. I mean, we got a few things coming through, right? Candyloon with the Ags is going to be nice counter engage or just a nice save. BKB on Lance, but he's only got he's only got that. He only has that, the Yasha, and the Dragon Lance. There we go. You just have to say it angrily and it'll come out.
I mean, sometimes English just drops. It happens. No te preocupes, viejo.
Okay, gracias.
Team Star is kind of struggling because they figure out, or they know, right, that if this goes like, they can't really win just by virtue of their lineup, so they kind of have to do something crazy, and maybe DDZ for arming himself. I like this build for having Salbert, but it's a bit too late to go for this utility build. This is a good build if you win your lane or if you really dominate the early. Right now is not the greatest thing. So let's see. Maybe they can take team fights with some good pickoffs because they have a lot of pickoff potential here with the Tiny and the Venge. They're just playing really defensively right now, though, because they don't want to lose anyone. Any little bit of advantage right now is going to lead you closer and closer to a loss. Yeah. So you can't really lose anything you've acquired.
Yamate doing a good job of cutting lanes. Look at that Team Star. They're going to look for their first tower here of the series. Big for them. But we will send the Tusk back here to defend it. DDZ will show, triggering the Fortify. There's no scan available for them either, so they don't really know what's going on, but they do have vision, and they see Mac nuke the wave top lane, so they know it's probably going to be undefended, and they don't really waste any time taking that one down.
Yeah, it opens up your map ever so slightly. Because now you can actually use the Drow and farm. Oh no, Drow just faced the Tusk. She's ping. She realized there's someone here. There's a lot of TPs coming, but they cancel both.
They want to go for Roche instead.
Yeah, it's better. But anyway, the Drow now can open up the enemy jungle and do exactly what she was doing here. Farm the jungle and actually find a place to stay to farm. But this Roche will probably be the Roche that the first Roche to pierce high ground, I can imagine. Yeah. At least that's what Adroit is thinking.
Well, there's no more outer towers left. I don't think you need to farm anymore. Maybe you finish off the Daedalus if you're super greedy, but you just hit your level 20 spike. Shorter cooldown on Stormhammer. You have the eggs. For me, I think it's go time. With this Aegis, of course. You're going to hit 15 on Tusk too. Snowball damage. Sure, why not? Extra damage is always nice. We're one level away from the 20 talent here, however, which... 14 Spell Lamp is good. I don't know. I still think you go for it, right? Because if you start thinking like this, then you're just always going to wait till you're level 30 and you're never going to fight. I think you're feeling good now. You got big items, Lotus Orb as well on your Dark Sphere, Pipe of Insight, the Mechanism to boot. You're feeling pretty good. Sven wants to farm more, though. He's having a lot of
always
fun.
Wants to farm more.
It really
never
does.
Happy. He's the most carry hero. Like, he's the most traditional carry, right? He carries a cleave just to farm more. He has a Warcry, so he can go from camps faster. He has a Stormhammer, so he can, like, literally Stormhammer into camps. He's made for farming. This guy's a vacuum cleaner of gold.
I was going to say, you know who's a vacuum cleaner in Dota is also Darkseer.
Ah, yes. But he doesn't actually clean, though. He just, like, he's the kind of guy that gets all your disgusting stuff on the floor and just puts it under the bed.
Well, he's the kind of cleaner that they call, you know, when John Wick kills all those guys in his apartment.
Why?
Or I guess his house. That's the cleaner he calls.
Why?
Because he's an old man.
And so he just puts them all in the same pile. He's like, well, it's there, solved.
Yeah, pretty much.
Nobody's going to look at all these 5 corpses.
Next call Lance, but nice job there jumping out. Maybe just trying to bait a reaction, but nerves of steel here on Star. They don't see the Sven jumping in right after, so they know that it's a feint. We really do still want to finish this item here, huh? Yamate places a very deep ward in the enemy jungle. They've also got a nice ward watching the river, so some actually, you know, trying to reclaim the map here just a little bit. Some safe spaces for them to farm. Oh, they're going to actually run into... Oh, Yamate? Yeah. Good blink. Okay. Good blink.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that Tiny had swap now. Interesting.
Yeah, they did kind of swap places, huh?
Right. Yeah. I mean, this game has kind of slowed down to a halt because Star on one hand's like, let's not fight so we don't lose the game now, and Adroit's like, let's not fight because we can beat them, you know, afterwards.
Yeah, I guess both teams just pretty content for the other one to try and make a mistake.
You do have Aegis, though. I don't know. I think that Adroit should be committing.
Yeah, I think they really want this Daedalus. Yeah, there we go. Courier in the Secret Shop with the recipe on it, and now the Demon Edge flying towards the Sven. Well, I presume you get rid of the Mask of Madness for it, right? Slot it in?
Yeah. I think so, right? Mask of Madness at this point is not really that useful. You usually kind of want a bit of healing, though, or like lifesteal on you.
That's what I'm thinking, right? You need the boots, too.
No. Maybe you just wait for the ages to expire and you just swap it for that.
I guess, but
that's why they're not fighting. They need data.
But then right. They need to wait out these ages. But then you don't have God's strength either. Yamate very lucky there, as the Shiva's flying vision is not going to find him.
Look at Tusk's inventory for a second. He's actually going to complete Ags.
Yeah. It's not too surprising. I mean, he's just kind of been left to farm here, hasn't he?
No, that's not what I mean. I mean, it's not like it's Ags on Dust, dude. How often do you see that? The Walrus kick?
I think it's super good. I mean, situationally, right? It's excellent this game against.
Yeah, against
if Snapfire gobbles someone up that you don't want to see, you kick him. Return to sender. Kick DDZ away as well if he's sucking one of your mates' damage. It's good uses for this game. I agree with you. It's a really fun Ags personally. As Yamate still being very annoying cutting the wave. They're going to do a good job of nuking this one, so not much backdoor protection left. As Lance will be saved, tower is fortified, and there goes the backdoor protection. Tusk has retrieved the wave mid lane, however, so actually they've broken backdoor again. But the repair kit on bottom should force him over to mid. Macy's going to realize that now, MCY. No, he's just kidding. All right, take the scenic way around. That's fine.
Scenic crowd. Oh my god, these trees are so beautiful.
These trees are beautiful.
With him. DDZ. No, he starts hitting him. He's like, oh, he hits a lot. But
wait,
wait, Walrus kick, surprise! DDZ's like, what is this? The Ags, but it actually did nothing. Instead, just killed Tusk. In goes Mac again with the silence. Pretty good, but they're lacking damage. Those BKBs are a bit too strong. Now, Sven with the Superman has actually got strength in second. He wants to lose the ages first. Mac is forced to eat the cheese, and Mac is still dying. They take the ages away.
We have a BKB,
Sven
though,
has the God strength and the BKB. They want to re-engage here as Mac is giving him some space. Sven,
they need vision.
MCY, there's vision into something. The Venge. Okay, the Madman goes in, but Yamate can still toss him back, by the way. And he does. Into the Snapfire. But there's the steroids taken up. Gobble up to stop MCY. And they force the BKB. Now Lance is in trouble as Sven starts to pummel him. The vacuum back. Candy Luna's done. DDZ, even if you steal damage, the Sven will still hurt.
Yamate just standing there, doesn't know what to do. Could have a toss at the very least to get him back underneath the tier 3 tower, but it's not going to matter. MCY just way too strong here. Even with 129 damage missing, it doesn't even make a difference. Look at these green numbers, plus 435. Thank you very much, Daedalus. 21k up, 3 buybacks committed, whatever they had left here for Team Star. And now certainly only fumes in the tank here for them to try and defend. I'd assume Adroit are just going to go right back in. Nice vacuum to catch DDZ. Cookie, as they will cut out MCY quite nicely. Swapping him as well, but Mask of Madness as well as the phase boots doing quite nicely there. Good silence there onto Mozoon as he now dies back as DDZ left, surrounded by 5. We haven't seen a kick, but I was expecting it there. Boomy likely to kick this Snapfire. Yeet right back into the waiting arms of MCY. Cookie to try and escape, but to no avail. 5 heroes dead, make it actually closer to 8 considering the buybacks, and there goes the GGs being dropped in the chat. Adroit, game number 1 in the bag for them. A nice comfortable win. Good to see.
Pretty comfortable. I don't think this win was from the draft. It seemed pretty obvious at the start, or it was pretty clear at the start they didn't have much to do. Maybe you could question that Razor pick. But it just seemed like Adroit really played really well, especially at top lane. Maybe Star had to rotate and make a tri lane up top, and that would have nullified